Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becky, etc. Thank you for stopping by to watch my video. I normally give tips to overseas nurses who are already in the UK or those who are thinking of coming to work as nurses in the UK. I do give tips to senior carers as well, but today's topic is mainly going to be for overseas nurses, although it could be beneficial for a healthcare assistant or a senior carer who wants to work in the NHS as a healthcare assistant. So today's topic, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of working in the NHS as an overseas nurse or a senior carer or healthcare assistant. So you need to watch to the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becky, etc. If this is the first time you have come across my video, please remember to like, share and subscribe. If you're already a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around and supporting this channel. Thank you to all of you who have actually made it or helped me to make it where I am, or where I have reached today on this channel. Anyway, as I said in the introduction, today's topic is about the pros and cons of working as a nurse in the NHS, mainly for overseas nurses who are planning to come and work in the UK. They've got job offers in NHS and in a private sector, and they're wondering, which one should I go for? So this would answer some of your questions. Also, if you are a senior carer or healthcare assistant or care assistant working in a private sector and you're thinking about working in the NHS, I hope this information in the video would help you in making your decision. Anyway, let's delve into the video now. So what is the NHS at all? So when they talk about the NHS, it's just the National Health Service. So the National Health Service is a big organization that provides care, or it's publicly funded and provides care to individuals at the point of need, for free, I would say. However, if you've got some conditions, you see your GP, you're given medication, your prescription you have to pay is subsidized, I would say. So you pay about £9, something, just under £10 for each prescription. Probably at some point doing a comparison between working in the NHS and the private sector. But at the moment, as I said, I'm just going to do on the NHS. Since I've been in this country, most of my years have been working in the NHS, so I should be able to tell you as much as I can. All right, then let's start. So I'll start with the pros. So the pros is the fact that, as I said before, it is publicly funded. It's a big organization, therefore there is job security. The second point, which is a pro again, is personal and professional or career progression. So there is a defined progression of pay to start with, and also for your career. So for example, the starting point of a nurse who have newly registered or qualified in the NHS is a band 5. And we have band 6, we have band 7 and band 8. When you get to band 8, we have band 8A, band 8B. So A's are the matrons, 8B's are the deputy head of nursing, 8C is the head of nursing, and then we go up and above. Now, your progression is not automatic. If you are from band 5 and you want to become a band 6, you have to apply for a job for band 6, interview for it. So on your ward, they are not going to promote you. You have to find that job. It can come up on your ward and you can apply for it. it can come up, a band 6 job can come up in a different department, and you can apply for it. So far as you interview and you are deemed the preferred candidate, then you move to band 6. I said before in a video, when you're overseas nurse or you're a newly qualified nurse and you want to move to band 6, you need at least 18 months to 2 years experience at band 5 in order to move to band 6. Now, with salary as well, as a new starter, newly registered or newly qualified nurse in the NHS, your starting salary is £25,655 per annum. And then when you get experience over the years, by the time you've done 5-6 years on to 7 years, you'll be at the top of your band, which would be about £31,534 per annum, and that is your annual salary. Now, when you get to band 6, the starting salary, current, I'm talking in 2021, your starting salary would be £32,306, and the top end of band 6 is £39,027 per annum. So that is annual salary. They will do all the deductions, and at the end you see what is left. There is pay enhancement as well. So in the NHS, so that's another pro. When you're working in the NHS, you have enhancement of your salary. So if you're working Saturdays, you're working Sundays, you're working night shifts during the week, you have a little extra pay enhancement during those, we call it unsocial hours. If you're doing on call, you're doing overtime, you get paid for that as well. So that's a good thing. Another pro or advantage is sick leave. So when you're off sick or if you feel unwell, you're not able to go to work, for the first 7 days, you can self-certify. So you go back, you see your manager, you certify that for the first 7 days. But anything apart from 7th day has to be certified by your GP. So your GP should give you a sick note, and I'm sure if you're sick for 14 days, it means it's serious and you would have seen your GP. So there would be a record to say, yes, you've been unwell, and he will sign you for the 2 weeks. Just bear in mind as well as to how you report sickness in your trust or in your department. Most often you have to ring the ward or wherever you work first thing in the morning, because people are rotated in, so you don't want to cause unnecessary shortage on the ward. If you're unwell, ring as soon as you can so they can plan. Anyway, and your sick pay, occupational sick pay, actually, I've got my notes, so bear with me. Occupational pay is based on the number of years you have worked in the NHS. So we have the continuous we have the NHS continuous service benefits as well. So if you have worked for the first year in the NHS, the sick pay you are entitled to is 1 month full pay plus 2 months of half pay. So that is for the first year. When you have worked during the second year of working in the NHS, if you become sick, so what I'm talking about is more like long-term sickness. If you've done the second year, or you are in the second year and you fall sick, you will get 2 months of full pay and then 2 months of half pay. So actually in the so I was talking about the 3rd year service. So in your 3rd year service, you would get 4 months full and then 4 months half. In your 4th to 5th year of service, you will get 5 months full pay and a 5 months of half pay. And 5 years plus, you would get 6 months full pay and then 6 months of half pay. Now, when you get in the half pay, so during the period that you start getting your half pay, you would be eligible for statutory sick pay. You need to check what that is. So at the end, if that is added to your salary, you could possibly get your monthly salary might be totaling to almost similar to your full pay. Now, the next thing is about annual leave. So on appointment, when you get appointed and you start working in the NHS, in the first year, you are entitled to 27 days, which is about 5 weeks and 4 days, plus 8 days bank holiday. Now, after 5 years, your annual leave goes to 29 days plus 8 days of bank holiday. And when you have worked in the NHS for over 10 years, so those of us getting to 20 years now, we have 33 days annual leave plus 8 days of public holidays, which is the bank holiday. So it's not too bad. The next I'm going to be talking about is maternity leave. Just bear with me. As I said, I've got my list. I do research very well before I talk to you because I don't want to put anything that is not true out there. Anyway, so bear with me when I'm looking away. So with maternity leave, everyone, regardless of where you're working, you are actually entitled to 1 year maternity leave, which is about 52 weeks of leave. So, as I said, no matter where you work. So it's divided into 26 weeks of ordinary maternity leave and 26 weeks of additional maternity leaves. Now, in the NHS, you are entitled to 8 weeks of full pay and 18 weeks of half pay. So that's about what in total 26 weeks. So when you start on the 18 weeks of half pay, so after your full pay for the first 2 months, from the 3rd month going, after the 2nd month, you start having half pay, which I said is 18 weeks. When you start collecting your half pay, or when you start being paid half pay, you will also receive what we call statutory maternity pay, SMP. And that SMP is about £151 per week. So when you add that to your half pay, it's almost near to your full pay. So let's say in total 8 weeks plus 18 weeks, you're getting about 26 weeks of full pay. Now, after that, the next lot of 26 weeks, the pay reduces. You might only be earning statutory maternity pay, which is not going to be enough. So when I had my last one 10 years ago, I went back to work when he was 9 months old, because I couldn't afford staying at home on only when you're not earning anything at all. So I quickly went back to work. So it depends on you as an individual. You have to look at your contract. Now, to qualify, not everybody qualifies straight away when you start working in the NHS. So when you're an overseas nurse and you have come, take your time before you get pregnant, because to qualify for, it depends, it doesn't matter, you can get pregnant when you want, but personal advice, if you want to get the full benefits, then you have to make sure, because to qualify, you should have worked continuously in the NHS for, let's say, almost a year. So by I would say 11 weeks to your EDD, your expected date of delivery, you should have, be almost about a year from that time. And so let me just read. You should have worked 1 year continuous service in the NHS at the beginning of the 11th week before your EDD, which is your expected date of delivery. So just bear in mind. Apart from that, there is opportunity for paternity leave, which is offered to most people anyway. So the father of your child would have 2 weeks paid leave to help you look after your child. Now, you're also entitled to what we call parental leave for children under the age of 18 years. So that parental leave, this is no maternity leave, this is just normal parental leave as well. But that most often, this parental leave, which you can get up to 18 weeks, most often is unpaid. So it's up to you if you can survive in this country on an unpaid parental leave, unless of course it's very important. You know that that opportunity is there. There is also another pro or advantage is the NHS pension. It also depends on how much you earn, your salary, your annual salary. So you can get NHS pension, or contribution could be between 5 to 14.5%. Your employer also pays some percentage. Your employer actually contributes to your NHS pension as well. You contribute, your employer contributes as well, and they do contribute quite a good percentage, so it's good to join. You are also entitled to what we call NHS discounts. So there are a lot of discounts out there from some shops and from other services. For example, like the phone shop EE, when we were in a pandemic, they were giving NHS staff, you know, unlimited calls or unlimited data and things like that. So there are NHS discount cards. There is NHS Blue Light card for health workers, and there is Costco card. I think it's available to a lot of people, but NHS staff can also sign up. It's up to you if you want to. I'm not promoting any of these. I'm just saying, and if you're an NHS worker, some shops do have sales and promotions, and they give some percentage off to NHS workers. So it would be good to check on that. There is also the opportunity for paid education and training as well. Remember to read your contract if you are employed by the NHS. So let's look at the cons. So to do this, it's from my own experience, in addition to what I have seen or my research on the internet, and speaking to a few people who work in the NHS just like me. So one of them, so with the sickness thing, there is a sickness policy. So you need to read your sickness policy of your trust, because when you go off sick after 2 weeks, they need to do sickness and absence management. Not like in a bad way. They just want to know what's going on, how we can help you so that you're back to work as soon as possible. Can we do any adjustments to help you get back to work as soon as possible? So those sort of things. There are times that people do get warnings and things like that, that you can't be off sick over a number of days within this particular year. But you know, it's a process, so you have to familiarize yourself with your trust sickness policy. Now, the next one is progression, professional progression. Yes, as I said, you can move to band 6, band 7, band 8, but it's not just like that. You have to apply, you have to interview, and because the NHS is a big organization and we have a lot of nurses at band 5, to get to band 6 becomes very competitive. So because of that, yes, it can be, you know, very difficult for some people to move up, but others are doing it, so you can do it. I've done it, so you can do it as well. It is very hierarchical as well, as I said. So in the NHS, as I said, you start as a nurse from band 5. We have healthcare assistants from band 2, band 3, band 4 are the nurse associates. And so the nursing post starts from band 5. We have band 6, band 7, the matrons, band 8, then deputy head of nursing, and then it goes to chief nurse. So it's very hierarchical and can be very bureaucratic, just as in every big organization. And there is a lot of politics in the NHS, especially as you're going higher in your post, you meet a lot of politics, not in like government politics sort of things, but we call it a lot of politics. You can read and search on what the NHS politics are, then you will find out. Now also, due to shortage of staff in most organizations, you may find there is inadequate support. Nobody's going to hold your hand and show you how to do every little thing. You will be sent on training. However, You have to be fast. You have to learn yourself. You have to watch what others are doing. You have to familiarize yourself with your hospital departmental policies, guidelines, so you make sure you're doing things according to what you're supposed to do. Because through this I've met a few overseas nurses, and some have told me this is the fact. Some found it difficult to have the support they required when they started. Some haven't really had such issues when I came. In the NHS, it's not all rosy. There are difficulties, but you have to find ways of going around it. And the pay in the NHS is not as great, and staff can actually be overstretched. And sometimes you may deal with aggressive or abusive patients in certain departments, especially in A&E and a few other places. It could be because people are very frustrated. They're not getting what they want. What happens? They deflect their aggression and anger onto the nurse. But there are ways these things are dealt with at the workplaces. So don't worry. It's not everyday thing. It's not everywhere. But these things happen. We have these situations in our home countries as well. So just one of those. And there's a lot of responsibility. There is a lot of expectations. And apart from that, there is a lot of work pressure as well in the NHS. And finally, what I have to say is stress. Before I came to the UK, I knew about the word stress, but I've never felt stress at work. But over here, as you come, you will see there is a lot of stress. And if you're not careful, you would reach that tipping point and it starts affecting you emotionally, psychologically. It's all because of the work pressures and a whole lot of different things. It could be due to family-related issues, but you have to familiarize yourself with how to deal with stressful situations. What sort of opportunities are there in your trust to support you, your mental health and your well-being? It is very important. There is no point coming all the way here, working hard, and in the end, you end up depression, anxiety, and all of that. We are human, so everyone human is prone to a breaking point at some time in their life, but it is how you deal with it. Once again, these things happen everywhere, so it's not unique to NHS alone. So it's just bear that in mind so that you're well prepared when you move to work wherever you're working. I hope this has been helpful. This is just, as you can see, I had lots of pros than the cons. And the cons, as I said, it's not something you meet every day. Take care of yourselves, and I hope this video has helped you. Leave a comment, like, share, and do not forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell as well, so that when I post a new video, you would be able to get notified so you can watch it. Take care of yourselves over the weekend, and I hope to see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye, and have a blessed day or weekend. Bye.